I'm at 1227 Holman Street, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the potential buyer. We're going in through, as you can see, a cast iron riser. Goes into with a no hub clamp into the PVC above that, with the PVC clean out, a 4-inch. I have a standoff on the camera so that hopefully we can rise it up a little bit. It should be probably a 6-inch underneath the floor, clay most likely all the way out. And so we're looking for, like I said, any root intrusion, any kind of anything we feel is necessary to make note of to the potential buyer. So I'm going to pause the video for a second because somebody decided to forget that I was down here and start running water. So before I open this up, I want to make sure that they know not to run anymore. I'm going to have to pause the video to go upstairs. Okay. So, see where we went in. It should get down to the bottom and open up and go into clay, which it does. See, there's a little bit of offsets. That's not a concern. There's nothing to be worried about. They're actually really tight, for the nice and tight connections for the situation that they're in with the age and everything. And then this is just toilet paper here. We should be going in and turning towards the street. There's some toilet paper in front of us. Hopefully that'll just push that on down the pipe. There's a little bit of a belly here. It's not major, especially for this. As you can see, as soon as I touch it, the stuff is going on down the pipe. So if you had some water running behind this, this would take off down the pipe. I would run, let me see if I can run some of this stationary tub here, and that way we can show how it flushes out. Hopefully it'll be behind this. So we've got that tub running. Hopefully we'll see that come in behind where this connected. We should see it raise up. There we go. Starting to see some water moving. It's really not much water though from that stationary tub. There we go. But just to kind of show that even a little bit of water flow, if you took a shower or something like that, or did some laundry, it would be a lot more water, so it would push this stuff along better. See how the water's coming from behind. See how it's already flushing this stuff off of out of that spot where my camera is, and that's with my camera in the way. So there we go. Oh, that's where we turned in. So the more water we run, as you can see, there we go. It's building up the amount of water, and now it's flowing on down the line. That's what we want to see, just to make sure it does. When you run that little bit of water, it'll take all that stuff down the pipe. This would simulate basically You know, you flush the toilet, wash your hands for a minute. It should take this stuff on down the line. A bit of just kind of build up, probably from the packing around the outside. Maybe some mineral deposit or some grease there. Usually this is mineral deposit. If I can leave a mark in it, then it's usually like grease buildup or something. But the good news is it got rid of that toilet paper pretty well, just flowing that water. It was good to kind of witness that, so that with toilet paper, you see how that was probably expensive toilet paper, that's why it was still in one piece. But that stuff will, if it sits still, it'll break down and turn into nothing. I always like to recommend that for people to never use any kind of wet wipes. Those things, if they do get stuck in the line, like how that was sitting still, they're heavier, and they also do not break down like toilet paper. So if they did manage to sit there and the toilet paper would break down and turn into nothing and basically just be water after. Same as, you know, anything natural that was put down there. If you put a toilet or a paper towel or those wet wipes down here, they can get stuck and then they don't break down, so then they build up, stuff builds up behind it a lot easier. So far, I haven't seen any issues at all. I mean, the line's flat, that's why you're seeing the water, which is, you know, it's probably been that way since it was built. My camera's, there's that toilet paper. This is a perfect example where if that wasn't toilet paper, enough water, that'll sit here and that'll disintegrate and then, you know, turn into nothing. It won't be a major blockage. This looks like we're turning and going down towards the main. So of course this is with water running. So I will turn the water off once I get to the main, and then we will pull back with the water off and you'll be able to see a little better. Not see a little better, you just, that water level won't be as high as what we're seeing. Should be coming up to the main here shortly. Looks like we're going to drop in now. And here we are at the tap. So that last section there, so you see a little bit of separation here. This is at the tap. That would be something that could be, you know, recommended to have looked at by SD1 if this ever causes an issue in the future. Looks like it's flowing freely now, but it looks like it's just the way they turned in and separated that connection. They're making a turn, and so it kind of it's pulling the bell off a little bit as it turns into there. You can see it doesn't look like we're having an issue with leaching or anything, but you can see some mud on that side of it. So from there is looking into the main, and so that is the connection on the main that's kind of separated there. So you should be able to see how the hub is kind of pulled away and broke. It's probably been this way for ages, but this would be something that you could recommend to have SD1, which is the sewer department for Northern Kentucky. Take a look at this and see if they, you know, if there is ever an issue, you can contact them and they should maintenance this part of it, probably make a repair. but they won't do anything unless it's causing an active issue. And right now, it's like it's pretty free flowing right here, these first couple sections away from the main. And there were no solids in that area, so I don't see any reason to believe that it's caused any kind of recent issues. So I'm going to turn the water off now as we pull back. That way, make sure that we can kind of see as we pull back that it's that water level is lower than what it looked like on the way out. Okay, so once we give that a minute, or as we start to pull back, that water will dissipate. And the level will drop. See, like when you have places like this, I just want to note, as you're coming, see how it kind of comes down and then it flattens out. That's what the pipe is dropping, and then it flattens out, and that's where you have that little rotation of the pipe and a connection. These clay pipes they were only in about 3-foot sections. So there's just a lot of seams, and a lot of times they wouldn't use fittings to turn the pipe. They would just kind of slightly rotate the connection inside, like a male and a female end. It was more like a bell on one end, and so they could kind of rotate the pipe a little bit to get some desired bend or turn instead of having to use a fitting. Or so sometimes you'll see that a little bit as it changes direction. You see just a little bit of offset or something like that in the line. So you can see now this has little to no water in most of this pipe after we quit flowing or running some water. So structurally, this all looks really good. It's just really old. This is probably a 100-year-old pipe here. So Okay, so sorry I hit pause. I was just met you, Mark. So, but yeah, I mean, you can see. Now this was the spot where all that toilet paper was sitting before. Now, after running some water there, it took the toilet paper out, and the water went down, and that's what I was kind of talking about. You see those little chunks? You can see how the toilet paper is all broken down already. And so, no, the line is functioning great. Just sometimes if you have a lot of toilet paper at once, a lot of times women use a bunch and they're only peeing, and then some of these new low flow toilets doesn't take the toilet paper as far as you would want it to, and then so running some water afterwards, or even a double flush, will get that further down. Not that this is causing an issue, I just wanted to mention that these low flow toilets will sometimes they won't send the toilet paper as far as the old ones used to. But taking a shower and doing some laundry, that usually flushes these lines out pretty good. I mean, all I did was run some water in that stationary tub, and it was you can see how it just blew all that toilet paper out of there, and the water level dropped and everything looked great. So we're all the way back coming up the stack here, and the only thing I saw in the whole pipe that would be of any concern, at least maybe some sort of future concern, was right at the tap. There was a little bit of an offset, and if there is ever an issue caused by that, like I mentioned earlier, it would be something you'd want to contact SD1, or that's the sewer department for Northern Kentucky. They should have they should take care of that. If it ever does cause an issue, they should be responsible for repairing that connection on the main. But as of today, the line is functioning free and clear at the time of the inspection. So and structurally it all looked good. So that'll end the inspection at 1227 Holman Street in Covington, Kentucky.